Hi, I'm Jenny from the plot, and this is my allotment. Welcome to my lady garden.
Don't be fooled by the rocks that I got. I'm still Jenny from the block. Used to have a little, now I have a lot. No matter where I go, I know where I came from. I'm down to earth.
The rat update. If you saw my last video, you will know that the rat issue in my compost bins was somewhat more extensive than I first thought. And it did actually kind of get me down. I didn't want to come up here for a couple of days because I sort of didn't want to face it. I have called in the professionals, aka Nigel from the plot next door, and all I can say is we are in the process of humanely removing the rats from the plot, but that process takes time, and in the meantime I've been instructed not to move anything else around. I cannot turn my compost, I cannot tidy up the pallet carnage behind there, so I'm just going to have to live with it for a little bit until that situation is resolved. As I say, it was getting me down, but we're going to reverse that magic today. I'm going to do some fun stuff to cheer myself up. The first thing I'm going to do is some sowing. Now, I didn't do any sowing in May at all. I was going to do this last week, but then rats. I'm a little bit late to the party, but let's get sowing. I feel very low down today. It's because I've just completely obliterated the plastic box that I normally sit on in my greenhouse. It just collapsed under the weight. So today I'm going to be sowing my sweet corn. Now these are some seeds that Ali from My Rusty Garden sent me, and I'm really hoping that they're going to do better than last year's effort, because last year my sweet corn got to a certain height and then stopped growing completely, and I only ended up getting 2 decent edible cobs off them. I'm going to plant them into loo rolls in my traditional manner. We'll get those started off now. So hopefully that is the last loo rolls I will have to fill with compost this year. Here's hoping. So we're going to sow Ali's sweet corn. It's called Honey Select Triple Sweet, and it says on the back of the packet that Honey Select does not require isolation from other corns. Now Mark of Gang Gang and Peanut gave me a great piece of advice. He says he finds it makes a huge difference if he gives all his seeds a big kiss before he sows them. Now I don't know if this is scientifically proven, but it did remind me of The Good Life. Now if you're living in the UK and of a certain age, you'll know what I'm talking about. It was an amazing sitcom starring Richard Bryars and Felicity Kendall back in the day, 70s, 80s, about a couple that go self-sufficient in Surbiton. And they do an experiment in one episode where Tom exposes a runner bean plant to 20 seconds of hate and derision every day, and Barbara exposes her runner bean plant to 20 seconds of love and adoration every day, just to see if it makes a difference in how they grow. And it's hilarious. She calls it Douglas. So I might try that. If I can find a link to that episode, I'll put it in the description because it's so funny. Right, that's those sown. Now I need to water them and find a good rat-proof space for them in the greenhouse. My next bit of sowing is for something that I'm going to be growing at home, because at home we have lovely wooden staircase leading up to our flat, and it has all these sort of kind of wooden banisters that are just crying out for some planters to be hung on them. So I've got 4 of these metal planters, and they have little hooks that attach, and I can hang on my balustrades at home. I'm going for a kind of cut and come again salad garden. So we've got lettuce, mixed green leaves, which I did last year. Unfortunately, it ended up getting just decimated by slugs. So I'm hoping in the planters, because they're higher off the ground, they're nowhere near the soil, we might fare better. I don't know. We'll see. I'm also going to be growing some Lolla Rossa, some spinach. I don't know how well that does in planters. Don't know. We'll see. And some wild rocket wildfire. So I'm going to do 2 planters of spinach and leaves. I'm going to do 1 planter that I'm going to stick some of Ali's fabulous basil in. What kind of basil is this? I wish I'd kept the packet. It's because it doesn't look like the kind that you buy in the supermarkets, and it is just done incredibly well. So I'm going to be putting some basil in 1 planter, and in the final one, because I've got 4, so 2 lettuce, 1 basil, and in the final one I'm going to do some spring onions. These are spring evergreen bunching. So let's get on with that. The last thing I'm going to do today is I'm going to do my first summer harvest, which is very exciting. And we're starting with the peas, which means, let's get a good one. 1 for the mini trug. And 1 for me. I'm also going to harvest some of my sweet pea flowers. Now, I've never successfully grown sweet peas before, so this has been really, really exciting this year to see them come up and bloom in the way that they have. And I've been told that you should really pick them, because the more flowers you pick, the more flowers you get. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to take a little jam jar of water to pop them in straight away and harvest some blooms to take home. I'm also pulling off any little little pods that I see, because I think once they go to seed, that's when they stop giving you flowers. So we'll pull those off because we want more flowers, please, sweet peas, more flowers, please. Let's do the other side. They smell amazing. Well, for those of you who were worried about Clive when the rats came to town, please don't be worried. He is absolutely fine and looking beautiful. And I can see one rather large courgette that needs to be harvested. This is a little bit of a surprise. Last year when I grew this kind of courgette, the first lot were all very, very small, and then it really got going and we got proper size ones. 1, 2, 3. He's got 3 little tiny ones and 1 big one. I don't know whether to take the tiny ones off as well to encourage him to grow more big ones. Sorry. Or whether I should just take the big one. Or whether I should just take the big one. I think I'm just gonna Stop it! Stop it, Jenny! Stop it! I think I'm just gonna take the big one and leave the little ones to grow on. So let's do that now. Oh, that's a big one, Clive, isn't it? Yes, it is. It's not very long, but it's got it's got girth. Just stirring my comfrey feed before I go. It's getting very fragrant. Well, I hope you're having a lovely time on your plots. I hope everything's growing well for you. I hope you don't have rats. And I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.